What is going on YouTube? This is Acidic Roots on Frenchy Talents YouTube. So within these pitches, Trollface kind of had like some suggestions to kind of point out with the recent Ukraine/Russia peace treaty that's going on with some of these 19-point plans. Originally it was 28 points, now it's 19. Within pitch, I noticed a few of these, so I'm going to pick out a few of these within products. So basically the synapse about it is just like the products, like the skeleton as far as what's going to go along with what's going to happen, supposing like the peace plan and the treaty and stuff kind of transpires and boils over as far as this first happens. Within the pitch, we're looking after it. Just the particular pitch about it. This particular type fair of getting this particular ironed out and the kinks worked out kind of definitely reminds me within pitch. Trollface definitely has me saying some of these type products within pitch, but just be honest, he's big kind of ass clown flipping birds if you don't know what I mean by that. But yeah, this just feels like one big prenup to kind of say within these aspects between Ukraine and Russia, just within these products, just kind of two entities kind of sitting down, getting the kinks worked out as far as like these fairs within the discrepancy. It just feels like something of like particular. This feels like something of like the irreconcilable differences type fair within pitches like that as far as these first albums within the pitch, just joke type fair going along with it in terms of like a country and continent type fair about it. Just in terms of country type fair and continent type fair pitches like that. But looking after it, yeah, I would look after. One particular thing I noticed is just the aspect of like the distaste towards NATO pitches like that. It's kind of with the fair. It's not as if that's a lot. It's not to say within the aspect of that being the foulness, but just the pitch. I would look after. You would think Ukraine could probably join NATO, wouldn't be that much of a deal, and Russia could get like discounts on goods from like China or something like that. You would think there'd be some way around it as far as like the particular fair of the particular size of Ukraine as far as what's supposed to happen, why Russia has a particular interest as to why their importance is as high as it is. You'd be surprised at just surprising that Russia is not trying to make moves with like China and some of those type places within the pitch as far as what's supposed to happen. You just would think, all right, Ukraine can join that NATO pitches like that, and then Russia could sit there and say, well, we're going to get 15% off of blah 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 from China, something like that. You would think. Not sure if China's a part of NATO, some of these type pitches. It may just be European pitches like that, but it's just kind of within the fair as far as saying just the product of just some of those type fairs that there'd be some sort of agreement where it'd be a win-win situation, which kind of makes me question why Russia cares about Ukraine in the first place beyond supposing that if there are camps kind of set up along that border, why that would matter beyond like the spying issue. It seems to like just kind of free leverage to kind of get some things kind of going. Espionage is more or less always going to be kind of illegal, so you just would look within the pitch as far as saying there's something within that product as far as saying if it happens, you would think that there's no things like sanctions towards catching folks kind of within the product of espionage pitches like that. So you'd think there'd be some sort of leverage about that. But that's the only real thing I could think within the full bound is there's probably other reasons you could get like some folks to kind of come through and say within those products as to what the interest in Ukraine kind of is, but it just doesn't seem. It's not as if to say that Ukraine doesn't have its noteworthiness, but it's this kind of pitch. It just seems kind of here and there. But some of those type bullet points of like the particular peace plan, one of which was like the language about it. So particularly they're saying that they're going to augment culture. They're going to have like education type fair and some of these type of aspects of integrating, like Ukraine's going to integrate Russian stuff. Russia's going to integrate Ukraine type stuff, kind of the pitch of just abolishing kind of prejudice on stuff fair. It's kind of interesting type forum, just looking within those pitches like that, actually being a part of the fair. Obviously, you could have some sort of SNL type skit for some of these type things. This would be the concept. Y'all need to find like a real, say something way easier than that. Y'all just need to find like a thick Ukrainian/Russian mix of a woman and agree. Both sides need to agree that she's hot and then figure it out from there as far as these pitches can happen. Be a good kind of placeholders, just kind of like within the calm place, just having something to agree on, kind of setting up that camp as far as, I mean, you could have the books and like learnings and aspects of education, all those particular type fairs, but probably what would come through just that much quicker is just some chick who probably looks just like Nicole Kidman, Natalie Portman, some of these type of starlets within pitches like that, Sandra Bullock, some of these type people work just like a charm. Be a great joint venture to kind of have to make some money within those particular fairs between both countries. I mean, maybe it would kind of start kind of small, but just looking within pitches, when you think of things like particular type fair of like it's not just to throw free enterprise towards OnlyFans, but just kind of pitch, make some sort of dating show within the pitch of just make some sort of dating rig pitches like that within those sorts of RDLs of just talking about particular type fare of selecting from either a Ukrainian or a Russian man, some of those type pitches, see which direction she goes, some of those type fares, just have it be a conduit of like a breed because there's bound to be like some Ukrainian slash Russian type women within those pitches. Be a good type fair coming from both sides of the angle and seeing which side she picks would be a good foiled like the product of like all the drama that's been going on across the past good while. Woman could probably wind up being a huge biatch. Some of these type fairs just be a good type pitch. Just getting to the drama side of things, getting like some Dr. Phil type shows, pitches like that, some type ordeals. There's bound to be some sort of entertainment mediums pitches like that, say within those type products. If it's just good type pitch to get some of those type ones, you would think that'd probably be an easier type venture. Not to say against the foulness of just integrating like the culture, but just kind of pitch it just coming up. That'd be a good offshoot to kind of take it a step further than that, and just kind of have some of those type ones.